It is currently 5:20 p.m. July 15th, 2026, and right behind me is the progress of the fire. Down there is North Bend, and if you have been following this channel or have been following the progress of this fire, you'll see how this thing has spread very, very fast. And this is where we're at right now. This is just an update from when I last filmed at about 2:10 p.m. and ended the video roughly around 2:20. This thing seems to have almost grown twice the size, or at least has spread twice as far since. It seems like it. It's just blowing up. There's the fire effort. Looks like they got more choppers now than earlier. See the sun? That red sun. Right now, this is being filmed in 4K, the highest quality I can get this. So that means it's going to take a while for the file to load, meaning that you will see this video a little bit more further up today. It's not going to be right away. Went right into that smoke. Some of these flames are just hundreds of feet high, especially up in that little area right there. Hundreds of feet high. And occasionally you'll see them doing it again. And they keep breaking their own record as they keep going higher and higher each time. Right now it looks calm behind the smoke, but there's nothing calm about that. There's like a couple of mountains right now, a few mountains right now on fire. And I don't know if you can see in the distance, but there's more stuff happening back there that was not happening before. And it's very windy right now. And I'm sure that all of you can hear that as this video is being recorded. Look at that, it just turned to mist. It barely stayed together. It just dispersed into mist, and that's how frustrating this must be for the firefighters. Continuously risking their lives going from and to the river. And if you look at the footage that I filmed yesterday, may be able to put it in the link below, I may forget, but if you look at the uploads, especially the one I filmed yesterday, it's about 56 minutes long. It's a little bit long, but you can see how they do the whole process from the river. As I basically walked from the hills up here and filmed all the way down to the bridge that goes to North Bend. I don't know if that's going to start picking up right there. Sometimes it just hits a couple of trees that are together and they're very tall, and it just lights them up very badly. Now this video is in 4K, and you're gonna get the maximum quality about here and more over here. But as I go past this point, it's digital zoom, and it's very good digital zoom. But at the end of the day, it's digital zoom, so it doesn't look like 4K quality. But at least it gets you close enough to see it with somewhat reasonable quality. This is the best I could get at short notice. Paid over $1,000 just to get this camcorder. There's a lot of limitations with it compared to using a phone, especially with editing. But the picture is much more nicer, especially with the zoom. That was a good drop right there. Yeah, I've got their whole pattern memorized now. How they pick it up, how they go to it, how they drop it, how they slow down to drop it, and how they turn around and come back. But this time this guy's taking a long way, because usually he just swings right back around towards the river. Just like from where this bad boy is coming from. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but filming like this from a very long distance with the zoom and something's flying in the air is not easy. It took me years and years to steady this without it being like that. And sometimes it still does it. Yeah, this is insane, and even as we speak, this thing's climbing and traveling fast. The wind there for a moment was really strong, as you could hear, but actually yesterday and today the wind sometimes has moments of a lot of calm, and you see the smoke just disperse back this way. And it gets very hot and very stagnant. But yeah, this is what I see from the ground here. This is what I see just participating in everyday Boston bar life here in the Fraser Canyon. And look at that down there. Look at that spot. See, because as we get rid of it and maintain it, spots like that could reignite the situation and make it travel back. Or maybe travel back that way from where it started. And that's what happened originally. It started at Chomox Road over there. And then it started climbing up, and then it died out as it climbed up. And then it got heated again and went back down. And then it climbed all the way back up, and this is what we see now. Once again, you can look at the videos on my uploads, and you will see the very first one on this topic. And that was actually us discovering the fire and me actively trying to put a little bit of it out, unsuccessfully, of course. And I just can't believe that this is what it's become. Obviously I can believe it, but at the same time it's just mind-boggling, because this is what it became from what we saw it as at first, when it was very first starting. See, this guy's doing the orthodox return, where he swings back quick. The other one kind of went that way and took the long way over me. Down there towards Lytton, there's more fires. And for most of you who follow these videos on my channel, you can see that I just kind of repeat a lot of the same details, what this direction is and what that direction is, because a lot of people haven't seen this and they're new, right? And they have to kind of know what's going on. And look at that. I don't know if you can hear the wind just blaring on the mic. I don't got any type of special mic protector or noise reducer for that. But that's what makes this kind of filming raw. This is just you just looking at it without any special features, except for being able to zoom like this. But besides that, just standing here and looking at it, you can still see all those little flames go up. It's just you can't see them as close, but you can see them. Obviously, if I was filming a video about a topic that I planned out, I wouldn't just be kind of ranting on like this. But for me, this is all unfolding before my eyes, and like here in real time, not just from a television set. So this is, sometimes I don't know what to say. I'm just commenting on everything, making up for my film quality, as I myself just take this in as well. I don't got this written down on a script or reading from a teleprompter. This is what you could see if you lived out here, just coming out here for a visit. See that one in the distance that I was commenting on just a little while ago? Look how quickly it's getting bigger. It was just like a little tiny thing when I was looking at it at first and filming it. Now up here, got the media, or surveying. So right here we got the media filming. Maybe a little bit of surveying at the same time. Watching the progress, analyzing it, strategizing it. Perhaps formulating a game plan on how this is best going to be tackled, as well as satellites and possibly various drones that are very high that are surveying how this thing is progressing and directing these guys over here to do their water drops. I got a feeling he's gonna drop it right over that flame, yeah. Sort of got the tail end of it, but that's what's frustrating. Sometimes these guys come in 1 or 2 times because of stuff like that. The wind just picks up all of a sudden, or the angle's not right. And think about these guys doing it over and over and over and over. Yeah, okay, they're good at it. It's repetitive, but it could be mentally draining and fatiguing as well. Because this is not just a stationary situation, this thing's evolving. And it's evolving every single second. Oh, you see that? Look at that. That just puffed up right there. And if I sat here on a time lapse, or just like you can see it right now. You can see that thing going as we speak, as I speak. See that? First it was over there, now it's over here. And that's how it works. People think like, oh, they're traveling slow and all this stuff. Really? Could you outrun that thing? Could you cover that much terrain without a road or anything, trying to run for your life and trying to outrun that thing? You don't think that there's gonna be moments where you have to rest, or you might, you know, twist your ankle on a bunch of debris? How far are you gonna get, truly, until you're completely exhausted and this thing's just walking at you like that? Like those guys from the horror movies where they walk slow and you're like terrified, like falling and tripping, and no matter how far you go, you're just not far enough. Sorry, my commentaries are just awful. Or maybe not. Maybe you all enjoy it. And if you do, please comment below, let me know. Please subscribe, share these videos, comment, leave your feedback, and it really does help the channel, helps it get recognized. As we're here trying to make a name for ourselves from Canada with our media. Maybe it's good that little guys like me can have a little bit of support. But I'm trying my best to put the work in. And I wish literally I was just filming bears right now eating a salmon. I don't want to film this. I do, but not like this, not with what it means. This is not just killer footage, this is concerning. And for the people watching this killer footage, they're pretty concerned too, especially if they have homes around here. And now everybody who used to be very calm and I've been talking to, they don't sound very calm anymore. At least most people don't anymore. People are very concerned right now. Very, very concerned. Especially people who actually got a legacy out here are not just visiting. And there's once again CN Rail. There's our trains pumping production. No is not an answer. Making sure that our economy stays afloat. This is hard for everybody. People's lives, jobs, pets, everything is at stake. Well, they've been doing a good job from having those big spontaneous flames, because earlier and just before I started filming, which made me come out here and actually do an update, was how high those flames were, especially in that little spot right there, which is probably not the same spot anymore. It's most likely has climbed down since I've been filming and I haven't really noticed it. And you remember that spot up there? And then what about this spot over here? And look what that's becoming. And how many of these guys are there? How many of these brave men and women are flying these things right now? A lot of people ask, why can't we just throw the water bombers in there? It could probably have to do a lot with the hills. You can't get in close like the helicopters can. You can't get surgical the way these guys can. But still, the more the merrier, right? Whatever reason these people have to do it the way they're doing it is the way they're doing it. And these are the people that we have entrusted to fight our fires. And I think it makes sense. But a lot of people do have questions. And that's understandable. The wind's picking up and the sun's starting to break through that mess of smoke. And can you imagine for these people out here flying, they're going to drop that in the middle of a forest on a mountain with the sun right in their eyes. I'm sure they got special protective stuff for their eyes, which really do make a difference. But that's still how they're doing it, with the sun in their eyes. I for sure as heck would be overwhelmed, and I don't have that training. But yeah, let's take another look up here. As much as I wanted to catch really high flames, hundreds of feet high, I'm kind of happy I'm not. But at the same time, behind that smoke, we can't really see from here what's actually happening and how high some of those flames could be. Here comes another one. See, so there was the ones with the long buckets. I'm sure they're in use in other areas, but because of how complicated some of these slopes can be and how surgical they gotta be, the buckets can be a little bit hazardous, I think. I think they can be a little bit risky. And those helicopters look huge, these guys right here. Yeah, oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Sometimes it just hits the right spots. And that's it. You see that? Now, I don't know if you can like rewind the video and kind of like get to a scene where you get like a big wide shot like this of everything and see how it's changed since I first started filming this to what it looks like now, and then maybe to when I end it, and compare it, and as well as go see the earlier update from today, and as well as the other updates, and see how this thing has progressed. Because I'm showing you this. Yeah, the wind's just kind of blowing in all sorts of directions right now. As I'm standing here, I can feel it, and then there's moments where there's just no wind. Today, the wind is very unpredictable. And look how low that is right there. Folks, this just wasn't here before. Right? That's how fires work. But it's just, we're seeing it happen. You can just see it in these uploads alone. Because I've been pretty consistent with this. I'm sure that's like reaching like little roads and power lines and stuff now. Watch as it's launching from the rivers out there. Now the train's speeding up. Yeah, I think the sun's like screwing with my focus. As well as all this smoke. It's hard for the camera to focus on one thing. And unfortunately for this bad boy, I can't really toggle between manual and automatic focus. But it's the equipment I currently have. If anybody wants to donate a better camcorder, be my guest. I'll be very grateful for that. And I'll give you like the biggest shout out in the world. Well, maybe not the biggest one in the world, because I don't really have that kind of following. But I'll be very grateful. I should probably end this soon, But there it is. Probably see if I can update you all in a little bit here as the sun goes down over that mountain. Wish us luck.